Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth and I am back doing your August 2016 monthly tarot horoscope. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Taurus. And this is a general reading just so you guys know. So if you'd like to have a private reading with me, you'll have to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com. I do have a website. It does have a calendar, which does have the availability, but I do typically run behind in updating it. So, just let me know what a day is going to work for you. Please bear in mind time zone differences. I'm on the Pacific side of the United States. So if you're East Coast, my start time isn't until 2:30 in the afternoon, okay? 9:30 a.m. your time will be 6:30 a.m. my time, and I don't work at that time. So a lot of clients have failed to factor that into their requests for time, and I let everybody know that there's time zone differences. So, definitely check out your rising and your moon. A lot of people I know I do, but it's always good to see, what's going to resonate. And there may be messages too also that come through for you in those videos as well. So these videos are going to be a little bit shorter than normal because I'm recovering from being sick and not having a voice basically for almost 2 months. So, but I am going to lay out a spread here. See what you guys get. I definitely feel that July and August is kind of a rocky road, okay? For some reason, things I feel like are going to be improving towards the end of August, but I feel for a lot of people, and in general. Now, there are some people that are saying some big, major things will happen in September, and I actually do agree with that. But I want to say like day-to-day life, relationships, finances. I feel like it's been a rocky road for a lot of people. Business stuff too. So I feel like there's going to be improvements, definitely towards the end of the summer, in these categories, okay? Now on the bigger world scale, I feel like there's going to be some major events, I do, which is going to affect everybody, but in our day-to-day lives, just going to the bank kind of stuff, getting jobs, running a business, paying our bills, having a family, all that stuff, I feel like it's going to ease, it's going to smooth out towards the end of August, for everyone. Now, you did get the Three of Wands. I do also feel, the other thing I was going to say is I do feel like you're coming to a point in time where you got to make some decisions. And Tauruses have a difficult time because Tauruses, it's so funny, I was thinking about this the other day. Tauruses are really good at getting things done and doing something once they made the decision to do it. But making the decision is very, very challenging and very, very hard. Other people, like myself, I'm the total opposite. I can make the decision, but then getting it done, I may get hung up on how much it's going to cost or how am I going to pack everything in time and procrastinate because I don't want to do it. I'll make the decision, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to do this. So it's sort of just like when I moved across the country, I made the decision to move here to Ellensburg, but I made a decision, but then really like on the day of like moving, it was just crazy. Like I was just crazy and I didn't know how I really was going to get everything done. Whereas Taurus doesn't worry about the how stuff. Taurus is just like, well, it's just going to get done because Taurus can figure it out. Whereas I have little faith that it'll actually get done. That Taurus is different in that way. So, but I do feel you have the Three of Wands here in the center of your reading, and I had laid out a spread and tried to record this video prior, and this is the same card that came up. So this also, the Three of Wands also talks about, to me this is very typical Taurus. This card comes up a lot for you actually, and I see it a lot for Taurus. This is really like having a singular focus, having your blinders on, and this is the roller coaster ride of relationships. This is that cow path mentality, having like only one way to do something. There's only one way. There isn't another way. In a way, the reality is, Taurus, you see this girl? She's come to the end of this road. She thought that this was the way to go. But the problem is she cannot literally create, well, technically the message here is you can create your future, and because nobody else is going to create it for you, but she can't literally just snap her fingers and that whole thing be built already. Okay, that's in reality just doesn't happen. Okay, let's just agree. We live in a magical world, but this is not in the physical. We also live in a physical reality where it just doesn't happen, where you snap your fingers and then suddenly the pavement appears. Okay, so that's my point here. Literally, it's not, there is no road on this path that you're on that you can continue on following. So you have to switch gears. This is when the universe says to you, Taurus, you have to switch gears. You have come to the end of the road that you thought was the way to go. And now you have to realize there is no going forward on the same path. You have to go back, you have to backtrack, or you have to figure out a way to get yourself out of this situation so that you can travel. So she has to be creative. She literally has to think, okay, how am I going to get from here all the way down here? Okay, down the valley. So what she has to do is she has to go back down this road to Ace Hardware and pick up some tools. She's got to get some rope. She's got to get some, safety belts. She's got to get her gear. She's got all her backpack, all her stuff, and she needs to, tie a little rope around here and then go down. Okay, that's what she has to do. So. And this goes for guys too. It's a girl in the image, but guys too. And you may have a lot of air in your chart. We're talking Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Leo in your chart as well. I feel very strongly this is a fixed energy. Okay, it's fixed, it's stubborn, it's about sitting on the fence, it's about coming to a point in time where you have to do something different because you can't keep doing the same old thing. And making decisions. And sometimes it really is about literally not knowing what to do. Literally not, see, Aries never know how to do something. And they need help doing it, okay? But Taurus gets stuck in the decision, not knowing what to do. Like what's going to come next. You need to kind of open up the blinkers and see more possibilities. Okay, that's number one. Number two, like I said, you got to backtrack, you got to go shopping, and you got to get the gear, and you got to create a list, and you got to reformulate a new plan. Okay, whether that new plan is to look for a new job, or that new plan is to go house hunting, or that new plan is to move out, or that new plan is to quit a job, or that new plan is to start your own business. It has to be different than what you're doing. And the universe doesn't care what it is as long as it's different than what you're doing, because you can't continue forward in this way. So the message here is, I feel like there's two that are really coming through very strongly. One is, I feel like this is job related for a lot of you. This is career stuff. This is career questions. This is like, when am I going to find a job? When am I going to get a better job? Or how long is this job? Am I going to be in the job that I'm in? A lot of Tauruses ask that question. The thing is that this card represents things naturally coming to an end. So I don't necessarily see it as a job loss, but it can be. Like if it's a contract job, this is where the contract ends. This is where, you get hired for an internship, you get hired, for only 6 months, the contract ends and there's no work after. Like, I don't feel like it's getting fired. To me, this is a card that's not about being fired per se. To me, it's more about leaving something of your own free will. This is more quitting because you feel like you don't see a future. But it is coming to the end in time. And so the problem is Taurus has plowed along, and they don't really have a sense of timing. They live in this now moment. And that now moment changes because every second of every single day, because of free will, okay? So you have to create a plan for yourself, be creative, and either, start your own business or switch careers. When I say switch careers, it doesn't mean, going and working in a restaurant if all you've ever done is, brick making or something like that. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm saying, do something that maybe you wouldn't have considered before. If you've always worked in an administrative field, consider doing something in, say, the music industry, or consider doing something in, say, the construction industry. There's a lot of different switches. So it's going to be, I don't want to be too specific. Those are just examples. I feel like this is going to be really weird. Somebody's always been a phlebotomist. Okay. And I feel like some of you, someone's done that for a really long time, and you may have either gotten laid off, or the job that you're in, for whatever reason, they're downsizing or something's happening where you're not going to have that same job. And you're like, you literally have no idea what you're going to do next, but you have to go online and look, and you have to take time to kind of do a little soul searching, because I feel like the universe is saying this is a no-go for you, okay? Now, this could be applicable for those of you who've always, say, done construction work. For whatever reason, you've always done construction, and you've been unemployed for years, and it's time to do something different, and that's the universe's sign to you. You have to do something different. I feel like very strongly some of you really need to start your own business. Very, very strongly. Or if you have a business, start a new business. Whatever great idea that you have, this is where you need to use it. The thing about Taurus, this is a strength. You are capable of putting things into action. It's just you need to make up your own mind to do it. That's your problem. And everybody else's ideas, anybody else that comes along and says, hey, why don't you go do this? Why don't you do that? I feel like you're resisting listening to them, but I feel like they're right. Okay? Because your friends and your family know you the best. So if your friend or your family member is saying to you, I think you would be like a great real estate agent. You have a knack for design. You have a knack for sales. You have a knack for this, that, and the other. You need to go try it. Try it. Say yes. And it's funny because Taurus is always in a place of no. You guys should definitely read Daphne Frankel's books. She has the book, I think the Yes book. I call it the Yes book in my mind. I'll put a link for it down below. You need to read that. You need to come from a place of yes. More. Okay? The positive thing about Taurus is that they're so grounded. And they're so stable. And the reason they're grounded and stable is because they said no to things. They said, no, I'm not going to move. No, I'm not going to switch jobs. I'm just going to see status quo, and that's how it's going to be, and that's it, right? And everybody relies on them because they know Taurus is very stable and grounded, and they say no. But this is where you need to say yes. Any opportunity that comes your way, say yes. I do feel like this is my 3 to 6 month card, okay? So things ending in 3 to 6 month period, if you guys want time frames, how in time, we don't really think that our perspectives are going to change. We don't think we're going to be in a completely different situation in 6 months, but it can happen. And so, I just want to put it out there. I just want to say that, expect the unexpected, okay? With this card, it's really about expecting the unexpected. Now, For other people, this is about staying in a relationship, which you need to get out of, okay? Not for everybody, but that's what I see. Now, the Three of Wands is crossed by the Magician, so if you do look for a job, I feel like you are going to get one, okay? You are going to find something, because the Magician is work. It's also following the signs. And you do have the Ace of Cups as a financial foundation, which is amazing, which I really like, so that there is money there. It turns like yellow, like all of a sudden, randomly. I was going to say strong finances and any financial concern, I feel like that's going to turn around for you. Although I will say, Taurus, look, and I know I talked about that card for a really long time, but that is the only thing in this spread that's holding you back. You need to make a decision. You need to do something different. You need to look for another job, maybe in a different field than you're used to. If you have a great idea or if you have skills and abilities, put those into practice. Say you've been a contractor. Let's just say you've been a contractor for a long time. Let's just say, as an example, like you've been like in carpentry. Okay, let's just say carpentry. I don't know why I want to say that, but that's just the example. And you've been working for somebody this whole time for like 30 years in carpentry, and for some reason they tell you that they're closing their business and they're moving to like someplace around the, across the country, around the globe, and they're going to move to Thailand or something crazy, and now you're out of a job. You can't go forward. So this is where you open your own carpentry shop and do what you've been doing yourself and do it your own way. That's just an example. Some of you are spending too much time alone. You need to get out more. You got a very strong message about that coming through. The outcome is the Temperance. This is also about temper issues, bottling, popping, learning to express yourself in a positive way without, having any kind of explosion. This is also legal stuff. So some of you may be considering filing the paperwork, getting a divorce. Some of you are contemplating moving. I don't see moving right now, but I feel like you may end up moving down the line at some point. And I feel like you're going to have stability. I really do. You may already have stability, but I feel like you're going to have more stability. Some of you may be getting pregnant. And I want to say it may not be with your current partner, okay? That's later for you too. That may be actually farther down the line. But if you're in a negative situation, let's just say you're in a negative situation, this is where you don't want to sleep with the soon-to-be ex, okay? Because, I'm just saying, glove up in this situation, okay? If you're about to get a divorce, don't say, and I would say don't sleep with an ex, period, but, Tauruses are quite horny, so I would just say, watch it. Okay, so anyways, because you have these two cards together, and they're really great, actually. Really great. You have this Page of Wands plus the Ten of Pentacles. To me, this is needing to go out, but it's also money. It's also, the Ten of Pentacles is great money, big money. So inheritances also possible this time. You may have children, I want to say, young children. Some of you have children in their teens. Some of you have children in their early 20s. And some of you have, I want to say, younger children. Some of you have like this little brood, whatever, of children. So between 2 to 4 or 5 even, some of you. It's kind of wild. But these two together is very positive. So there's nothing blocking you except this. There's a career issue. I want to say the biggest focus for August, beginning of August, is this career issue. I want to say by the end of August, you will be in a better place, but I do feel like you have to watch your expenses because you get the Six of Pentacles. You have the King of Pentacles later down in time. Again, that's why I said fertility, because this is you with the acorn, you with the seed of potential, you having financial security. But the Six of Pentacles and the King, they're not the same energy. The King has more than enough, you know. The Six of Pentacles is worry about money and worry about spending and overspending. So I feel like there's a never enough type energy kind of going on, and it's quite possible, Taurus, that you're overspending in August, especially late August. And you'll watch your finances. And let me see. I'm going to just pull real quick a couple of other cards here. Some of you need to get some counseling. Some of you may be going to marriage counseling, but some of you need to get some counseling because you got the Hierophant. Some of you may just want to be married, okay? There's not actually a lot of romance cards here. There's a lot of financial cards here. So I want to say your focus more is on finances. Some of you have depression or suffer from depression and have some serious health problems. Some of you are in a situation where there's the doubles situation where both you and your partner, your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife are both cheating. For some of you, your husband is cheating and you don't know yet. This is where if you are married, you need to really look closely at your partner. A lot of you, if you're in a partnership, there's a real disconnect between you and them emotionally. And you may be having kind of what I call masturbation sex, which is like no emotion in the sex. Like it's just technical, okay? This is also sleeping with someone as like a rebound or a hookup. You know, some of you Tauruses, I feel like this applies to some of you who are younger, although some of you are older who may be getting a divorce or who may be getting out of an old relationship. This may be applicable to you too. You're going to meet Mr. or Mrs. Right in 1 to 2 years. It could be sooner than that. For some of you, I want to say it's 6 to 9 months, and some of you it's 1 to 2 years. Some of you have already met them. But I feel like if you don't, like right now, like if you're totally 100% single and you're dating and you're looking, I want to say 6 months to 2 years. Your focus is too singular. Going back, that's your major issue. Your focus is too singular. It's too narrow. You're overly focused on money or on a person, on your relationship or like on a job. So you need to like break up that monotony by going out more. Page of Wands is going out more, listening to music, having fun. This is the green light to go on the town and have some fun. I'm not saying drinking, okay? I'm not advocating over drinking or going wild, although sometimes, Taurus, you gotta let your hair down. So, maybe going out with some friends, going out to lunch, doing something, maybe going shopping, doing something light and things like that. Taurus gets very bogged down. A lot of times when you get bogged down in finances, this is where you get so bogged down that you're not having any fun. And life is not work. Life is not money, okay? Remember that. The minute you start to obsess about work and money is the minute that the universe shuts down. Now, I don't see that in the cards here, but the universe is saying you need to open up your mind. You need to go do something else. You need to switch gears. You need to, take a walk or go for a bike ride or go to the park or take like a little short drive out of town somewhere to a nearby town or city. Maybe take like a 2-day vacation where you just go and you don't even spend any money. Maybe get a cheap hotel somewhere and you just kind of walk around and go for a little shop here and there, and it's just not anything stressful. And it's not singular minded. It's opening up your mind to other things. So some of you are burning 2 candles. And you're too busy. So you're not maintaining healthy boundaries between you and other people. So you need to start saying no. Like some of you just really need to start saying no to people in a positive way. I feel like some of you think saying no is being unkind, and it's not. It's setting the boundary, especially with children. It's teaching them respect. So when you discipline and say no to your children, it's teaching them, okay, no, this is the line and you can't cross it. This is my space. No, mommy needs to go to the bathroom right now. No, mommy needs to go make lunch for dad. No, mommy needs to go, do this one thing, and it's going to take her half an hour, and you're going to have to sit there and, draw, or whatever it is. Or daddy, you could be a guy and watching this and you have kids, you're watching kids, and, no, daddy has to go do what he needs to do. Maybe he needs to go shopping really quickly, and the child needs to stay with the babysitter, or whatever the situation may be. It's setting healthy boundaries. It's creating respect. If there's no discipline, and typically Tauruses are really bad at discipline. Okay, I've seen this a lot, many times actually. They're so loving, but they're not. If you have children that are difficult, you need to teach them more respect, more discipline, and set the limits. Say no, and it's going to lead to exhaustion if it already hasn't. You need to take time to relax. You need to get better sleep. You need to. I want to say Tauruses are not good multitaskers. They're not. They're good at doing one thing and getting it done at a time. That's how they work. That's how they operate. So, if you have too much going on, like a menagerie of stuff going on, house, pets, kids, aunts, uncles, grandparents, on and on forever, it's going to lead you to exhaustion. You need to simplify your life so that you don't have too many things going on at the same time, which creates chaos in your life and exhaustion and lack of sleep and frustration and being unhappy. So I'm going to leave off there. Some of you are going to get pregnant. Okay, I've said this before and I'll say this again. Some of you are going to get pregnant. Some of you ladies. I feel like the females that are watching this some of you may already be pregnant, or maybe trying to get pregnant, but you are going to get pregnant if you want it. Some of you don't necessarily are expecting it. Some of you who are, again, if you're in a relationship that's ended, obviously this is not necessarily applicable to you, but you need to be very careful whoever you're sleeping with too. So, all right, that is all for now. Some of you have children in your 20s, they may be getting pregnant too. Okay, so you may become like a grandparent sooner than you're expecting. So I'm gonna leave off there. I send you guys big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye.